certain extent, and that is what is usually called service level. You try to reach a service level of 99%. That means this situation occurs only in 1% of the cases.
Okay. So it is more in the preparatory mode.
Yeah. So you are prepared to serve 99% of your orders. Yeah, and only in 1% of the cases, it's just like that. And if you reduce this reorder point, then it might be that your service level is only 95%. Because then in 5% of the cases, you have to send home your customers. Okay? And if you increase the reorder point, it might be that you are almost 100%.
But accumulating a lot of blocking the resources in the inventory.
Exactly. And 100% usually is set with is related to infinite costs. Yeah, so it might be very, very costly to have 100. So the customers usually, or the companies usually say, well, 99%. Or if you are from Chennai.
Yeah.
In Germany, if you have a power supplier, which would have a service level of 99%, they would just close down the factory, or kill the owners. In Chennai, I know the power cuts are daily, so it's somewhat different. But in Germany, I think the power provision is 99 point, and then 4 nines or something, 0.9999, and only in very limited cases there's no power supply here. Yeah, so this is really an issue. But for instance, if you have a car provider of Mercedes-Benz with a very expensive cars, they will not have a service level of 99%. They say, well, that's a very expensive car. I cannot have it on stock over here. It will be produced for you, but you have to wait something months. Yeah. So it is. They have a service level maybe of 60% for these very expensive cars, and they say, well, we will find one in Germany, and within 2 days you will get one. Yeah, but this is the difference with respect to just adjusting the reorder point.
Okay.
But so reorder point and service level. So if you place a service level, if you give a service level, then you try to place the reorder point as low as possible, reaching this service level. Okay. Second approach is it's completely different. You just try to minimize the cost of inventory.
Okay.
And some additional components. Maybe we can just come back to this later on. So this is later on. This is another approach. Yeah. So this is just reaching a given limit of deliverability.
Deliverables.
Yeah. So a certain service level.
Yeah, and keeping this product more in demand in market. For instance, like a Rolls-Royce car, you just order it, just wait it. We are the best.
Yeah, simply.
When I go for a very valuable product, I have to follow this approach because I cannot afford to invest a lot in my inventory and block the process, and I cannot give the customer a false numbers.
Exactly. But you have it also, for instance, in food markets. If you go to a discounter shop, some special things, their service level is not very high. Of course, you get sugar, you get flour, you get milk, you get yogurt, and lassi probably, but that's it. So there they have a service level of almost 100%. But if you just look for a specific food, probably you will not get it in the discounter shop or only to a very low service level. But if you go to a special supermarket with a high-priced supermarket, that's their business to be to reach a service level also for these products. So then it might be that Aldi has a service level with respect to this product of only 90%, but Real has 99.9%. Yeah, and of course products are more costly at Real as compared to, or Edeka as compared to Aldi, and that is what they calculate. Really, what they calculate. Yeah. Okay.
Very interesting.
So this is I don't go into detail with this one, and here's the cost file. Here, now this is some relation which is similar to the newspaper problem. So it's I don't want to. Pudding example. If you can use several products for one product for different customers for different types of products they want to have. For instance, if this computer breaks down, and it's just the disk drive which is fault, and it could be used. This disk drive could be used for a whole variety of other notebooks. Then it is much easier to store the disk drives and not to store the complete computers. Yeah?
Okay, if I see only this disk drive is active and it can be adapted to other computers and other things, it is no point in keeping the broken computer. Instead, the parts that are most important for which could be used.
Exactly. So you store the parts and not the whole computer.
And so I save some space and time and money in the inventory.
Exactly. And they of course, we are business people. The money is most important.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but he is also yes. It's related to this QR model. The situation where you are not able to deliver may be twofold. If you look in a dynamic multi-period perspective, the first thing is that the so-called lost sales. That means the customer is sent away and will never come back.
Okay.
The alternative is to have a so-called back order solution or the situation. And back order means that the customer will come back. Later on, you can say, well, I will serve you tomorrow or next week or something like that, but at a lower price. So you lose something because you're not able to serve the customer immediately. So these are two different interpretations of the situation where you're not able to deliver immediately. Lost sales, gone. Back order, postponed. That's two situations. The third one, on the other side, if you have too much, then it's holding cost. Yeah? So back order and lost sales means you do not have a product currently, but the situation is different. Lost sales means
completely gone.
Completely gone. Back order next week. On the other hand, if you do have too much product, it's holding cost. So these are the two components. So it should be stock out costs here as well. Stock out situation. Yeah. But then, if you place an order for your supplier at your supplier side, then you usually ask the supplier to deliver, and the supplier will tell you, well, I can deliver. I have a certain price per unit, but I also will charge you with some general packaging and transportation costs. So for every delivery, for instance, if you buy something at Amazon, sometimes it's free, but sometimes you have to pay some €5 postage, something. And it's not usually not the postage they really pay. I'm almost sure that you pay some €3 or €4 at Amazon, and they will have to go to their logistics provider and will only pay €1. I'm almost sure. Yeah. But these are fixed costs with one set up in manufacturing or one time placing an order in purchasing with your supplier. So this is not, and now you try to. This is the cost model. It is not the service level model. The cost model. That you try to minimize the sum of these costs.
Setup cost, fixed setup cost. That is
per order.
Per order. Yeah. And the next important one is the holding cost. If I hold it for some time, what are the consequences that might happen? And another one is back order. Like we are not able to deliver in time, but of course there is a possibility. Like it is a postponement, but we will get very low profit margin because of the irresponsibility.
Yeah, exactly. Or the other thing is
wash out.
The customer will disappear. Yeah, so stock out. And this is, these are the fixed setup cost, stock order, back order, and this is inventory carrying costs. Yeah? So these are the components, and the sum of it in the cost model will be minimized. But of course, if you get a solution with respect to Q and R over here, that might very well result in a very poor service level. Oh. So you minimize your cost, but the service level will never be accepted by your customers. So you have a trade-off between these two types of objectives. Cost on one hand, and service level on the other. So it might be that your customers are only accepting a service level of 95%, but you know that your cost minimum solution is about 75%. Then you have to just think of it. It will be more costly to raise it to 95%, but if your customers require, you do not have any opportunity to deviate from that. Yeah.
So like the holding cost will increase.
Yeah.
If they are so keen to have more, yeah, it is okay. It is profit for.
Holding costs could be one thing, so inventory carrying costs, but it could also be that you more often place it in order. Yeah, so
Fix it.
Yeah, it depends. So that could be inventory or more orders. Yeah, might be that your inventory is very small, but every day you place an order at your supplier side.
I somehow feel I don't know. I'm not so interested in chemistry. This is more. I'm more able to
understand this.
Feel it. And,
yeah, but if you just make your PhD in chemistry, then you will just probably enter a chemical company, and then you will climb up to management, and then it's just that.
And I want to start my company, sir. Like I have developed some products.
I see. Yeah, and that's good to know such basic ideas. Yeah.
Yes, sir. And I have to always consider the service in my mind. Like the service sector. That is the most important thing.
Yeah, but service sector is a specific type of product. Yeah, service products. Sometimes related to some physical products, sometimes independent of that. But these ideas, well, service products can be stored or put to inventory only to a limited extent.
If I have a company and I don't want to handle the services, is it possible for me to find some other service provider and ask him to work for me and
normally it is like that. Yeah.
It should be like
that. It is a standard aspect of outsourcing. Yeah. So, for instance, if you have a company producing high-tech machinery, and they sell these machineries to customers, and these customers use it for 20 years, 40 years. I know some products for printing machines, or some combustion engines or something like that. 40 years, nothing. It might very well. So 25 years minimum, more or less. But you don't want to do the maintenance at all. And then you just give it to some provider, service provider, just offering this maintenance.
It is better that we provide the best products now, like after so much of testing and analysis and giving a product, keeping the cost high and make sure that no problem comes out.
Yeah, that would be another issue. So it would be just that they do not need any maintenance.
Yeah.
So, but on the other hand, the practical situation in many companies currently is like this, that the customers negotiate, if they want to buy new machinery, negotiate so hard to get the new machinery, and many companies do not earn anything with new machinery, but they earn with the service provided for the machines afterwards. And so they do not outsource the maintenance then. Yeah, so they keep this additional service in their company because they know very well that this is the business area where they earn money. Not with the new machinery, but with the maintenance and the services related to that. That's very often like that.
Okay. Thumb rules, always be specific with the numbers. Yes. In any situation, the first assessment should be made with the numbers and get the exact figure of getting things done.
Yes, if it is possible. But I'm not really convinced with these, how's it called, parallel or something like that. You mentioned on the first page.
Sorry.